Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Dynamics 365 MVP, and I'm here today on this MS Dynamics World Resco.net presentation on advanced mobility for Dynamics 365 CE, CRM, and BC with Resco. And this is a partner session, and we're going to be talking to Trevor Metcalfe, the marketing manager from Resco, about how Microsoft partners can and should be working with Resco. So why don't we get started, Trevor, by you can say hello, introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about Resco.
Of course, what an introduction, Rick. So thank you. Again, I'm Trevor Metcalfe. I am the marketing manager for North America for Resco. A little bit about us. We've been in the mobility world for over 20 years. It's really in our DNA, and we have been making solutions back in the Palm Pilot days and earlier. We're really known for our mobility solutions that connect to Dynamics 365 and other back-end systems. And our team is made up of really a lot of tech enthusiasts, experts. We have a global footprint as well. So customers in every region of the globe, partners in every region as well. So we really pride ourselves on our network, our customer service, our support, and really building that community around Dynamics and mobility. And we've also had a long-standing relationship with Microsoft as well. So we've really prided ourselves on being part of their community and having a great relationship with them as much as we have our own customers and partners.
Okay, thanks, Trevor. And on that relationship with Microsoft, it was Resco that really powered Dynamics Field Service up to a couple of years ago. So there's still hundreds of Microsoft Dynamics 365 customers continuing to use the Resco Field Service application. So let's go in and talk a little bit about some of the current challenges that you help people with.
Sure. So, what we're really seeing today in the world it comes down to a few things that really we specialize in or want to make important to us. And the first of which is really around digitalization. So in this day and age, and I know we're sick of talking about, unprecedented times of the past few years, but really, the past 3 or 4 years have shown us that business really is mobile. It really can happen anywhere. We really pride ourselves on creating tools for connected workers, people in the field, and this is a big challenge for companies now. So people are really trying to understand how they can, move away from pen and paper, or if you're working on, various documents, consolidating those and finding some sort of digitalized solution that can work for you and be sustainable. So we see a lot of ears perking up around that, and we just want to be creating solutions that can be there to support them in this journey. So another piece as well is the world of field workers and their expectations as well. So we see a number of trends related to how people would like to work and the flexibility around that. We talk about BYOD, bringing your own device, and the expectations that field workers have with the technology they use in the field, the tools they use. So a lot of companies are looking to adapt and evolve the technologies they use to meet and exceed these expectations with field workers. And really, lastly, I'm sure a lot of people listening today have heard a lot about the great reshuffle, a lot of the workforce changes that are happening. We have a couple trends. One is the silver tsunami. So you have a lot of workers that are more longer in their tenure. You have experts who have been with companies for a long time who are now choosing to retire, and how do companies maintain that knowledge or transfer it to the younger workforce that's coming in. A lot of people are hiring for attitude and then training for skills. So how do we adapt and keep up with these workforce trends as much as once they're out in the field? So these are a number of the activities and just sort of challenges in the world that we've been trying to adapt to and be ready for.
When we talk about the expectation of field workers, I think actually the processes of field workers have changed considerably over the last 24 months with COVID, where everybody's trying to make everything digital, less paper, less touch. So I think Resco plays right into that.
Yeah, we like to think so, and we'll talk more about it as we go along here.
Okay, so we always get the question, should I use Power Apps as a mobile application, or do I need something as robust as Resco? So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, Resco has had a long-standing relationship with Microsoft, and over time, we appreciate and grow and learn from their products as much as, probably vice versa. We don't seek to really compete with Power Apps. We see the two of our solutions really coming together to create the best or ideal experience for users. We see Power Apps really as, change the way people create their own apps, and we're big fans of them. I mean, we use some of them ourselves internally. So I think the way that we see the relationship is we really work together, and we close a lot of gaps as well. So we'll talk more about offline synchronization. A lot of them are here. Data intelligence, data collection, form building, things like that, really combined with dynamics can create an amazing experience for workers across your organization. So that's sort of where we're at right now in the relationship. And again, if anyone has more questions about sort of the intricacies of that, or how they're using Power Apps versus Resco, let's talk about it.
And I think that's a good positioning, because I think they work better together. Enterprise robust mobile application like Resco, and working with Power Apps, I think customers will find that Power Apps fills in a lot of seams that they have, in between a lot of their products within Dynamics, and I think Resco really fills in that field service piece. Let's talk a little bit about the Resco platform.
Of course. So this is our bread and butter, our core right here. So for those unfamiliar, Resco is really based around a no-code, low-code platform used to design and configure the best of our mobile applications. So this system, you can create mobile forms, you can create a total customized sort of front-end system, back-end system for your data, and it seamlessly connects with Dynamics, and we have an open API so people can really connect with whichever system they have. As part of this sort of ecosystem, we have the platform, and what makes this special is the sort of branching off, we call them modules, that work alongside. So these come in the form of applications for a mobile CRM, inspections and mobile forms, as well as we even have some other applications for route optimization, for workers out in the field, not only people out in the field looking to optimize their route, but then managers and people looking to optimize that from the office. So again, really, the Resco platform is based on our no-code, low-code tool we call Woodford, and all of the modules that come off of that really create this robust ecosystem. And I know we'll probably just in a second here talk about how they all work together. Beautiful. So this is really a high-level look at the sort of Resco platform and the ecosystem, right? So in the middle is our platform. So this is the various modules that come together: sales, field service, digital forms, as I mentioned, routes. We also have Resco Guides, which is a workforce knowledge tool. I mentioned, the Great Reshuffle, Silver Tsunami. So we're trying to create tools for companies to retain that knowledge from their expert employees. And, the rest of them too are the parts of Woodford. So your viewer designer, form designer, other designers, and then obviously administrative tools. And then on the bottom, that connects with the backend. So is that Dynamics? Is that others or something pre-existing? That's how that works together. And then the Resco app up top works across a number of devices, tablets, phones, PC, desktop. We even are creating sort of new modules and new applications for wearables, including Zebra, including all smartwatches. And then as well, you can still, if you'd like to build in some your own custom business logic or custom code, that's widely available. And if you're already doing that in Dynamics, we sync really well. So this is just a look at the ecosystem and how all of the pieces work together.
Great. So let's talk about the diverse customer segmentation of Resco.
Sure. So we'll talk more about sort of the roles that we target with Resco and some of our key stakeholders. But this is just a quick breakdown of where our customers are in the world or what industry they're in. So we do a lot with manufacturing, with healthcare, financial services. You can see construction and food and beverage, but you see other as a large category. And we like to think that's because Resco really is a flexible tool that allows companies to create their own solution based on their custom use case. So we see a lot of value in various industry verticals, and our partners are often the ones that can drive that as well. So there's always, a new industry or someone trying to use Resco or see the value in it in creating something with that.
Okay, great. Let's talk about the common use cases for the applications.
Sure. Yeah. And again, a lot of our applications, while they have specific use cases or industry verticals, they're really built on these core tools. So you have mobile field service, mobile sales, and then on top of that, people can make their own from scratch. So that's, again, part of the flexibility of Resco and the core modules we've created and how people kind of expand upon them.
And from a Salesforce automation perspective, I remember talking to customers that were using the mobile phone application as the main CRM for their, field salespeople, and they found that, going into a big interface and using the full app wasn't really what the reps needed. So it just, helped with that whole user adoption around CRM.
Oh, definitely. And you see mobile is the first word in both of these use cases, right? It's really creating something that is made for being out in the field. So like you just said, we know that, if you're a field sales rep or you're working field maintenance, that your phone is your job. It's the office, it's your desk. So creating tools that work solely off of that in a really robust way and simple way is kind of what we pride ourselves on and why people like Resco.
Okay, so let's drill in a little farther and talk about some of the target roles.
Sure. Yeah. So these are some quick personas, just based on our core sort of champions. First of which, and then these are in no particular order. So, we have no favorites here, but really a lot of IT teams, this might be obvious, but this is where we connect with a lot of companies. Some of the jobs are head of IT manager, your Dynamics admin, and your solutions architect as well. I mean, their job really is to make sure the solution that company is using is performing well, that it can be iterative and you learn from it. I think something we see as well, because there's a lot of hands in the pot when it comes to this sort of mobile solution or what your company is using. So I think we see that for IT people, they really appreciate solutions that can streamline communication with not only the office, with the field team, with your IT team, so that everything's kind of working together. And as well, their goals is data intelligence and having the right process documentation, having a paper trail and something that's easy to pull. I think that's also something that's also very important to them that we like to pride on. And some of the challenges that we address, like the first one really is just solution maintenance, keeping things up and running. Zero downtime, having all of your modules and things ready to go. Like you said, Rick, the transition with Microsoft has been a big decision for people. How do you transition, and what are you keeping? What is custom Like I say here, custom coding, that's a big part of it as well. And then, of course, just industry compliance. So making sure if there's any sort of regulations and things, they're the owners of that, and then just getting support for their solution. So having a close connection with whoever your provider is or whoever is creating the technology, so you can get answers and work through what's, various roadblocks and things.
And I've seen this several times, Trevor, where somebody's looked at Resco for field service, then realized, we can use the same application for our field salespeople, but
Mhm.
also within an organization, there may be 10, 20 other use cases for a mobile application. And,
Mhm.
your platform can just be reconfigured and still feed back the same dynamics or Power Platform database.
Definitely, and we'll talk about that in a little more in a little bit. But really, that's a great point. That when people engage with Resco, they usually start with maybe a specific use case or a specific sort of feature, and then from there we can expand as far as or as deep as you want. That we see a lot of value in that, and I think customers, these are ongoing relationships that they evolve over time. So.
So
But
let's talk a little bit about talking to business management, line of business people about Red.
Definitely. So some of the specific management roles that we focus on are or work with a lot are operations managers, service managers, field ops managers, and then sometimes sales, depending on the scenario. So really, these roles, their job is to create the best experience for their workforce. Oftentimes, when we talk to field managers or operations managers, they are in that role after being maybe a field service agent themselves or being deep in maintenance or operations. So they're usually often working from the ground up and know what their team needs or what they need to do. So we really appreciate their perspective. And again, some of their other goals really save time, save money, save the brain power, their workforce efficiency. That's a big reason why we connect as well, just over, what makes Resco special and why people gravitate towards it. And of course, too, just as in this role, you want to be exceeding the customer expectations, at least meeting them. So really, that's a big part of the decision making. And then their
Okay.
challenges, of course, go with it. So just operations, making sure everything works well, training their team. Again, I mentioned some of those trends, and then just the tools for the job. So knowing the experience their workforce needs, and then they come to us and we talk about what to build.
Perfect. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the power user.
Sure. So this role is a little more, it can be, specialty. It's a little more identifying the champions of Resco or champions of the solution at any certain company. So again, some of these titles revolve around field operations, system admins, and really end users, if that's, field sales techs or field maintenance. These people really are the ones who use Resco or use their solution every day, who are able to, identify what's working, identify what's not working, able to really champion that, whatever that may be. And some of the challenges, goals, right? It's being able to communicate that process or what they feel is the best process, and then kind of winning over your organization or getting them to understand where maybe you need to take your solution. So these sort of set of people are really we connect with, and when they see a lot of value in Resco, they often can champion it through the organization.
Okay. Whoops. Slipped ahead a little bit here. Let's talk about some customer success stories, and we're going to start with Avento.
Sure. So Avento is a long-term partner of Resco. They've been our partner for over 10 years now, and they're based in Belgium. And early on, they developed their own, this is a consumer goods solution based on Dynamics 365. So their solution, they work with companies that have field teams that go out into various retail, grocery stores, whatnot, and they're checking product, the way it's styled, the way it's packed, laid out on a shelf. It's a lot of field inspections, taking photos, etc. And the business challenge was they needed advanced mobility for their field teams. They needed something that could be capable of offline. So if you're in a store or you're in somewhere that doesn't have the proper internet access, that you can still complete your job and not have to do it on pen and paper. And also easy customizations. Evento has a number of different companies that they work with, and they need to be able to tailor the specific solution to their use case. So that's really what they were looking for, and that's when we connected with them. So they built a solution based on Resco mobile CRM with Dynamics CRM and launched it. At the time, I believe they started with about 10 customers, and they still use and build off of it today. It's an amazing tool, and it's really an example of, like you said, Rick, a solution that people start in one place with Resco, and then they can build on there for years. So some of the benefits, really, for one, implementation is very fast. With our Woodford tool, you can really take something that would take a week or more to design, create, implement, and you can do it in a day. And that's really nice because you can test, you can learn quickly. And some of the other benefits, they're able to get better data quality and intelligence learning from data. So having it consolidated all on mobile, go directly to the back end systems, it makes a big difference in really understanding your numbers. And again, like I mentioned, they scaled the solution over time. So this has been over 10 years that they've been building this and iterating on it, and they can tailor it to any sort of customer. So it's easy to if they have someone new, they can make some adjustments and then implement it easily. So Evento's been a wonderful partner of ours. They've been they've partner of the year, Resco partner of the year, I think, a number of times. So these guys are one of the best.
Okay, great. Let's talk a little bit about Spence software.
Sure. So Spence Software is a Resco partner of ours based in Canada, and they specialize in health and safety management solutions. So this is a great example of a partner that has found their niche in industry vertical and uses Resco quite often for their solutions. And the customer in particular here is Stony Valley Contracting. So they're a rock and gravel company, also based out of Canada. And their business challenge really was first an act of God. So Stony Valley had this major flood in their area, and they, at the time, were using all pen and paper for their inspections. So you had field techs who were going out in these pretty desolate and isolated areas in Canada and inspecting equipment or the field and bringing all their paperwork back to the office, and one day it just all got rained away. And that was a big moment where they understood they needed to transform and ditch paper forms. So that was the main goal, but also, as they looked for something digital, they needed something that could work in these offline or these remote areas. They needed offline. They needed a way to consolidate their data. And the solution, well, Spence put together a really nice digital offline enabled solution based on Resco inspections that gave them all of their paper forms into mobile forms. So what this meant was, they could collect a lot more data, a lot more content out in the field, and it went directly to the back office. And even if it's an offline mode, we still can collect data. And as soon as you get service, it syncs, and your office team can be reviewing all the data. So that was really great for them. Some of the benefits, it's faster, smarter data, and it's all paperless. So these guys really, that transformed their business, and it worked for everyone, the field team, the office team, management, as well as, again, as part of our talking about our partner program, we really built a great relationship with Spence Software and Resco and Stony Valley as well. We just, for our conference, did a really nice case study video for these guys, and you can find it on our YouTube, and we'll have it on MSDW as well. But really great story, and just goes to show the value of Resco and our partner community.
And if we look at these two case studies, the first one's for consumer packaged goods, which we assume should be all automated. This one's for a, Canadian-based rock and gravel company. So there must be thousands of these companies globally that are still running on paper. And I think this is a great, something like this would be a great opportunity for a Microsoft partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is again, like you just said, it's a great opportunity. And this is, another great one with Southern States Toyota Lift. Southern States Toyota Lift is a authorized Toyota forklift dealer. So they offer all of the material handling products for the Southern American states. And our implementation partner is H1. They're based out of Georgia, and they've been a long-time partner of Resco. This is another great example of just how transferring to digital, making that digital transformation makes a huge business impact. They, again, wanted to move away from paper, and they did a lot on site as well, more sales, in fact. So sales reps would go out in the field, they would take notes, either in spreadsheets or with paper forms on customers and their equipment, take it back home, work on it after hours, almost always, and then it goes digital. So they really wanted to ditch this process. They wanted something that was all digital, offline enabled, cross-platform. So they wanted it across all their devices, front end in the field, back end in an office system. And funny enough, they started to develop an in-house app, and they needed help kind of either taking it to the finish line or scrapping and imagining that. And what we did was we worked with H1, and our experts work with H1, and they created a new solution based on, again, module Resco inspections for their on-site visits. So this was a great collaboration because it was, strong lift from our partner, a lot of research and functionality developed by Southern States Toyota Lift, but it was a team effort to get it working and implemented. And the benefits are, really unbelievable. A lot of their processes that would take a half hour or more, it takes minutes now. And because of the way we were able to boost efficiency with field sales and using the data more in their advantage. So, you're taking all this data in the field, it's immediately going to the back end system where you can be using that for sales purposes or, just informing other business activities. This increased their monthly revenue by 350K. And we were amazed by that. So, again, this is another great example of a digital transformation story connected with Dynamics and as well with our partner. Great relationship.
Okay, those are three excellent case studies. Now let's start to dig into the actual partner program.
Sure. So we really define our partners into three categories. The first are professional partners. So these are our system integrators, our implementers. They really want to take Resco and whatever other technologies they use, often Dynamics 365, and create and implement solutions for customers that have long-standing relationships. So, they are usually with us in the process from beginning to end, and they often become long-standing relationships with the customers they implement and provide resources, consulting along the way. And then we have our advisor or referral partners. These are people who still know Resco really well, and they often will, if Resco is part of their suite, their offerings, but they don't necessarily implement it themselves, or they see it more as just passing on the business. We work with them as well and reward them for that business. So these are still really important relationships. And also resellers. So if someone just wants to have Resco as part of their suite of offerings, or just set someone up with some licenses, Resco, we have a lot of customers who don't work with a partner. They work with a partner to be introduced and to get licenses, but then they develop the solution themselves or have their IT team work with it. So we often have people just working with companies to get them set up with Resco and provide some support there. So, our partner program is really flexible, and everyone is welcome.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the benefits of that program.
Sure. So for one, when you're a partner with Resco, we offer you 15 free licenses. So these are for testing, development. If you have a pilot, if you have someone who's really wanting to get their hands dirty, that's what those are for. We also do a lot for partner recognition, success stories, co-marketing. So not only are you listed on our partner resources and across our web channels, but we also, anytime that like you saw the success stories today, we do a lot of co-marketing activities, including success stories. So we share your success as much as you would like to. We also do a lot of other co-marketing as well, working on events, other sort of lead generation, perhaps. Really, our goal is to tailor that to the needs of our partners. So we try to have that open relationship. And as part of that open relationship, our support we hear from customers is some of the best. Our team, you're working with real people every day, industry leading response time. So our experts really, they know the product inside and out. They're amazing. And also too, one benefit that people really take advantage of is owning the brand. So when you create a Resco solution, you're really owning that solution and all the customizations. And for customers, their solution is totally, customized to them. It's theirs. So you can really own that. And a lot of our partners have grown to own their Resco solution. And as well, I know on the next slide here, we also talk about kind of training and knowledge resources as well. So we really provide a lot of tools for you to learn and work through the Resco platform. So we have Resco Academy. This is our certification process and learning modules. We have we have one of the, I think, industry leading wikis that you can find basically any sort of information there. We do regular webinars and trainings. We do sort of one-on-one sessions as well, and we're trying to do a lot more in person. So I know we have a slide here in a little bit just about our different tools and knowledge resources, but that's really a big part of the Resco partnership as well, is enabling you to create the best solution.
Okay, let's talk about those knowledge resources.
Yeah, like I said, Resco Academy, it's our main certification program where we have various kind of trainings and classes within that you can self-teach yourself on Resco and get certified as such. I mentioned the wiki. They have a lot of great webinars and other resource educational videos and things, and we often create a lot of those with our partners. So yeah, we really want to enable you to learn and know Resco inside and out and how it connects with Dynamics and any other sort of extension.
Okay, great. So this is a very exciting part of your business, and I actually participated in a pre-COVID conference in Rome that was outstanding. So let's talk about Resco.next.
Sure, yeah, happy to hear. Rome was before my time at Resco, but this year was wonderful. So Resco hosts an annual conference we call Resco Next, and this is really where we bring together everyone in our community to share their successes with Resco, to learn about what's coming next, to share more about what's coming, and really at the end of the day, it's just to have everyone connected. We find some of the best learning, some of the best sort of growth opportunities are when we can put everyone in a room and just share some of our experiences. And oftentimes these are over a beer or whatever other beverage of your choice. I mean, Woodford is the name of our customization tool for good reason. So, but this year we held our conference in Lisbon, Portugal, and we had a large number of partners and customers from around the globe join us. You can see here too, we also host or debut our partner awards. So we reward our various partners based on their growth, or we have breakthrough partner of the year, project of the year. So this is also a way we recognize partners, and we also get a lot of our partners involved with the agenda. So you can see we've done some panels, and those are all partners and customers. So this is really a community effort, and it's all about connection.
Okay, great. So let's talk a little bit. Sorry, let's talk a little bit about having a healthy partner channel.
Sure. So this is just some stats about where our partner channel is, its current status. So in the past couple of years, we've really grown a lot of partners globally, and this is 4.1 million is our total paid commissions. So we really are growing, and we reward partners who are along the way for that growth and who are implementing Resco and finding successes with customers. And the other opportunity too, I think it's on the next slide, is just about our various regions where our partner channel is distributed. So we have a lot of our business in Europe and other global regions, but in North America, it's we're seeing more growth. And really, this is a great opportunity if you're a partner in North America who's looking to expand your product offerings to join us now, because we see a lot of industry verticals that are blowing up. We see a lot of, like I said, the digitalization race. These sort of workforce trends are Resco is directly trying to solve them and work at them and provide value with them. So we see a lot of opportunity right now for North American partners and ISVs to get on board and to join us in capturing some of this new market. Again, this is where a lot of our revenue is distributed. It's other regions around the globe, but we're looking to expand in North America, and this is an opportunity for again, any partners, ISVs, resellers out there that are looking to boost their mobility, to tackle some of these larger workforce trends, to get on board and get with Resco so that we can tackle them together, and you can be part of our growth.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk about how I can onboard as a partner with Resco.
Sure. So it's a very simple process. Really, at first, it's just contacting our partner team, and we will help you find the right products, the right set of solutions and education. And from there, it's really getting you certified in the Resco Academy and understanding some of your strategy or what you see as value for Resco, and then we continue that relationship from there. You'll have a dedicated account manager, either based on your region, and our account team is amazing. They really we see our Resco partners as part of the community. So your success is our success, and we're in it together. So really, your first step is to contact us. I have some contact information at the end of the slides here, and you can also find it on our MSDW profile and through our other channels as well. So really, it's just about getting in touch. We have that initial conversation to understand your business situation or where you'd like how you see Resco being part of your offering, and we go from there.
Okay, fantastic. Let's have a look at a few testimonials from partners.
Yeah, sure. So a lot of words on a slide, but really these are just some quotes from some of our closest partners. A lot of them work with us for many years, and just like the solution, the relationship evolves over time. So the longer people have been with Resco, they continue to see how they can grow and how their offerings can grow, and that can be of any size. So we have Orbis here, who's a larger partner of ours, and then Ron Spence, who he works with a lot of kind of small to mid-sized companies as well. Then Jonathan Taub is a great partner of ours, another from a company called Field Boss, and they have started by looking for mobility and something that natively connected with Dynamics, and we help them to kind of open that door up in the market. So again, these are just some of the words from our partners that have found success with us, and that's had a lot of growth.
Okay, so time for a couple of Q&A questions.
Sure,
and
please.
If you're watching this as a live presentation, please add your questions to the Q&A box. If you're watching this as a recording, there'll be an email available at the end for you to reach out and get Resco to answer your questions. So are there any frequently asked questions that you'd like to cover, Trevor?
Sure. So really, I think one is a lot of people see our offerings and they wonder, which do I actually really need versus others, right? So we have the Resco platform, and some of our modules include, inspections, routes, guides, and they say, which do I need over others? And really the answer is, we will work together to create sort of a solution that works for your business need. We can get like I said, questions about which modules to select or how to build, but really it's about the platform. The platform can do and create almost anything. So that has a little asterisk with it, I suppose, but it's really about the platform, and it's about if you're looking to expand your offline capability, your mobility, your address some of these challenges that we see from field workers and other connected workers, that it's just about starting the conversation. And again, like I said, it's not necessarily about putting something out into the world that solves every business challenge right away. It's often about creating something that can grow over time. And that's where we see a lot of our best projects and best relationships with customers and partners, is long-term, that they can grow over time once they see the value of Resco. So that's just a quick note, because we often get asked that of, what should I be picking? What should I put in my shopping bag? But it's really about just having the conversation and starting about the platform.
And, I think it's important also to point out that if I'm a Dynamics partner coming from the Nav Business Central side of things, the F&O side of things, and I don't have a strong CRM type background, they can still easily work with the Resco mobile application.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, that's why we're here talking with you today, is because Resco was, we are seamlessly integrated with Dynamics. We are growing our connectivity, and like you said, we're expanding our offerings with Business Central and other offerings. So it's really the options are limitless. It's really just about figuring out where your gaps are and what sort of what's your use case, what are you looking to expand upon, and then we go from there. So again, it's really just, I think, starting the conversation.
And a testimonial from me, like over the years of working with Resco, I have introduced several, both GSI, regional, and small partners to Resco, and just about every one of them took on with the app and are still working with it today. So I've got to say, it's a great application if you have customers looking for mobile applications for their own teams.
Definitely. Yeah, and appreciate that, Rick. I mean, on our side, relationship with you and MSDW has been invaluable to the community, and we're about community as much as MSDW is, and what you do with Partner Talk. So again, that's our bread and butter, and this is just an opportunity, I think, to start a lot of new conversations. So if you'd like to start one of those, we have our contact information here. Don't be afraid to reach out to myself, and I can connect you as such, or if you're ready to find your AM, just reach out to our sales team.
Okay, Trevor, thanks for today, and we'll be reaching out to you again in the near future to talk more about Resco.
Sounds good. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Thanks, Rick.
Bye for now.